Now is the Executive Director of Disability Connections, Jon Hart. Hi, John.
Hey.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Doing wonderful today.
Good, it's nice and cool in here.
It is.
Yeah. And Sheffer Hall will be cool too.
It's so cold.
You
at
didn't
Sheffer.
even notice that I misspoke, did you?
No.
No, of course not.
And then we got into Triple S talk, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's ramp building season.
It is ramp building season. We work with Rotary and we've been doing it for over almost like 40 years. And we've built over 350 ramps. And so every summer we do about 6 ramps for people who are in need that would need a little bit of help to do that. We just finished our second one. In case you guys were wondering, it was really hot. It wasn't quite as hot as yesterday, but
And you do these for people who have a disability and are in need of a ramp.
yep, and they apply for it, and we get 6. And the pictures you're seeing here are members of the Rotary Club, and then the people that were in the green T-shirts are WLNS 6. We do some ramp builds with community partners that want to do that. So, yeah, we have all ages. Of course, you can volunteer if you want. All you really need to be able to do is run some equipment and not maim yourself. So those are very broad.
You're out.
Yeah. It's like, maiming is no good. But we also do, not only do we build ramps, but we also during this time, we have a thing called Ramp It Up, which we collect money for other ramps that occur during the time that we can't work on ramps. And so people have needs for ramps all year round. Mm-hmm. So if people want to go to our website, they can donate to that, and then we rotate that through our counties, our Jackson, Lenawee, and Hillsdale, and help folks that weren't planning on needing a ramp and cannot afford it. So.
Let's talk accessibility a little bit. And yes, we do make strides, but we are so far behind in our country, really just everywhere you look. Yep. We're not that handicap accessible, are we?
Well, some places are, but really we just say, accessibility and inclusion is a state of mind.
Okay.
So really it's when we go into look at different places, we think like, what would be the barriers to people getting around?
Sure.
And this is a period of travel and a period where people want to go do things. And so, events can be inaccessible just because of the way they're set up. Stores can be inaccessible because of the way that is. Restaurants can be, buildings because they're older and haven't had any activity that would make them be permitted to update. Those are all different things. And then also, we don't think, but a lot of what we think about is physical, but there's a thing called invisible disabilities, and those are cognitive impairments for people that may have time processing, or those people who have anxiety or have autism, and their surroundings really affect them. People who are deaf, that can't experience things the same because there's not ASL. So there's a wide variety of disabilities, and I think in a lot of places we really just focus on the physical. So there's a lot to think about and do both physically and in the hidden internal way.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of disabilities you can't see, and I think we've all witnessed somebody glaring at someone that takes a handicapped parking space and they don't pull a wheelchair out of the trunk.
Right.
That's not.
Yeah, I think it's all assumptive. Yeah. So I think you got to trust people that they're doing that. Most of the changes that have come in society, are by people that are championing or allies of people and recognize, the opportunities. Like we worked with a little bit with the city, just kind of talking with them about the new housing project that's going up 100 homes and how we can do that, and that they're open to having some of the builders, make it so people could go into those processes throughout time. So sometimes we get in these big opportunities, and I think it's really important for people to think about how can we include people with disabilities. 1 in 4 people within their life are going to either have or get a disability. And so aging in place and being a part of the community is a huge need. And we're an older community that I think it's like at one point 60% of our homes are pre-1940. So as we get opportunities more in the future, it's very important to remember our elders and other people with disabilities that have needs that want to continue to be in their community.
You're working on this year's inclusion event already?
Yeah, we're working on the inclusion event. It's also called TIE. We'll be having Professor Temple Grandin's going to be coming to the Michigan Theater. She's got a couple books out this year, but if you don't know who she is, she's a person with autism that's used the vantage point and viewpoint of having autism to make systems better for animals and agriculture. She's been featured on HBO. I guess she's pretty funny and it's kind of whimsical. The other picture that we have that we didn't share here, she's got like a tie that's blowing, or like a bandana that's blowing in the wind, and she's kind of smirking. So she's considered one of the international authorities on autism and has functioned at a high level in society. She'll be talking about how can we do better to include people with autism and how can we include other people with disabilities. So it's totally free. I want to say that. There is a free dinner. You know,
free dinner.
I would say there's no free dinner, no free lunch. You get to see the Michigan Theater in its glory. They'll have, we'll have things ASL, and we'll have CART, which is a direct audio interpretation. Anybody will be welcome. Free food, free event. We're always seeking sponsors. If somebody sees themselves and want to be a sponsor for our event, that just helps everybody get their costs free, so nobody has to be turned away at the door. And that allows us to include all people from all walks of life, so people with and without disabilities.
Jon, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Jon Hart from Disability Connections on the morning show. We'll be right back up to wrap up the show right after this.